very beautiful or whatever, I don't just get offensive. Like,
Right.
I just say thank you and I keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right.
So one thing with the book or the chapter that I wanted to bring up was, he mentions giving, as like, love, material items. One thing that I didn't see was giving that to yourself I think that needs to be a priority, because you can't pour from an empty cup.
Right.
So you need to provide yourself with that love, or if you want to go shopping with that material stuff, you also have to remember to give to yourself. And this is for the people that give too much. Some people give too much to others without giving themselves back that same love. And you also have to give and receive to yourself.
I agree. I actually wrote that down in my notes, and I having a conversation again earlier in the week. I was like, man, I realized how I like root for people. Like when someone calls me and I'm like, no, you can do it. And I'm just talking to them and giving them so much. But then when it comes to me and like, I may have some like discord about something. I'm like, how can I not turn that towards myself? And this week I really tried to do that more, because I'm like, you know what? You can do it. Like just being that encourager that I am to other people, because that's one thing that I do. I do give that to people. And I'm so like, okay, come on. But I'm like, I don't do that to me. So that's something that I was really working on this week.
Oh my God, you just touched my soul with that. It's like crazy. Like, how can you be? I'm the same way. Like, I could be so motivating to the next person, but when it comes to me, it's like you feeling down or whatever. Like, no, you can encourage them, encourage yourself too.
Yeah,
I definitely understand that. That felt good.
So let's talk about. So in the chapter, he talks about giving grudgingly. He talks about the continuous flow of giving and receiving, and how when you give, you do receive. Now, you may perceive not receiving, but that's your perception. Again, because we initially began alive talking about the abundance of life with the sun, the trees, and a lot of people think that abundance is only money, and it's not. So I want to ask you guys, have you ever gave something grudgingly? And what I mean by that is giving something and like wanting to be paid back, or not wanting to giving it grudgingly. Have you guys ever gave something grudgingly, or if not, have you received something that someone gave in a grudging manner?
Oh, yes.
I've been on both ends of it, and I remember a time where I did give grudgingly, and what I received back was crazy. Like, I didn't get the money back. I experienced more lack, and I was in like a financial hole when I gave that way. And I never realized until later on, like, dang, when I gave grudgingly, I gave from a lackful place. So I did receive, because it's still giving and receiving. It's still giving and receiving. So what I received back was actually what I put out. So
So let's talk. Say that again. I'm gonna have to plug in. So what you give does come back to you. And what she's saying is she gave from a lackful place, and because living grudgingly is like giving negatively. So she got that same lack and negativity back, and that's super deep. And that's why it is true. Like, you're right. You always give and receive. It's like a double, whatever.
Yeah.
That's deep. My time that I gave grudgingly, that I can say off the top of my head, is paying bills. And this is super deep too. Because like I used to be in the time, and I'm like recently getting better about paying bills. I used to always be, kind of like angry or irritated to pay bills. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You get your check and you like, okay, now you got to give it out. But what I've noticed is listening to Louise Hay and making affirmations and saying, it's a pleasure to have my bills paid. Money comes to me smooth and easily. Things of that nature. I say that, and it's like I always have the extra money that comes back to me, and that's real talk, and that works.
And to add on to that, since I've been doing that as well, because I was the same way, like so irritated to pay bills, and in me being irritated, sometimes I would be like scraping to try to pay. Since I have been like, okay, well, I'm thankful that I'm thankful to have the funds to be able to pay this bill, because now I perceive it as the fact that the bill is coming. That means that I have the funds to pay for it. I'm always good. Like, I never have to worry about my bills being paid now that I changed my perception about, how bills are coming to me. So it's just, I have it. I always have it to give. So I can relate to that.
Yes.
let me see. Let me read this passage from the book. And it talks about circulating, which we're talking about giving and receiving. Because your body and your mind and the universe are in constant and dynamic exchange, stopping the circulation of energy is like stopping the flow of blood. Whenever blood stops flowing, it begins to clot, it begins to coagulate, to stagnate. This is why you must give and receive in order to keep the wealth and affluence or anything you want in life circulating in your life. So that's pretty deep, because he's saying, like he said, when your body stops giving blood, it starts to clot. So you even hold on to money. And that's why one of our favorite songs is Spend a Check and Get It Right Back. Because when you're spending money, and again, we're not encouraging not to be smart or have financial literacy, but it's still not a good thing to hoard anything, because it's going to stop the circulation of life. So I think that was super deep in the book that he was speaking of.
Because that's still coming from a place of, oh, I don't. Because what you're really putting out, and that's the thing. That's why words, that's what I want to tell people. When you're doing these affirmations, it's really not what you say. It's how you are feeling and where you're coming from when you say it. So when you're coming from a place where you're giving, how are you truly feeling when you're giving? That's the important thing.
Right.
So when you're coming from a place of, oh, I'm holding on to the money, what you're really saying is, oh, I don't have it.
You don't have it.
Funded. That's
or it's never coming back.
Right.
That so you have a fear of putting something out that's not coming back to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's deep.
So.
Okay, so I'm going to read the Applying the Law of Giving. So in each chapter of the book that you read, it's the book. This book chapter was like, what, 2 pages?
Yeah, it wasn't long. It wasn't that long at all.
Right, so it was super short. I want to read the application part of the book. So I will put the law of giving into effect by making a commitment to take the following steps. Wherever I go and whoever I encounter, I will bring them a gift. The gift may be a compliment, a flower, or a prayer. Today, I will give something to everyone I come in contact with. And so I will begin the process of circulating joy, wealth, and affluence in my life and in the lives of others. And you mentioned that you have done that this week. Have you guys were able to do that?
Yeah, I've been more conscious about it. So one thing I found interesting was last week was the non-judgment, and I found that the first week kind of continued on with the second week. But once I stepped back and realized I was starting to judge a situation or a person, like, you know, because ultimately we're just trying to break these habits, right? So I would notice myself start to judge something or a person or their situation, something, you know, along that lines. I would stop, take a step back, like non-judgment, and wish them well.
Right.
Give them a compliment, like doing that instead of judging.
I'm shouting.
So
Vanessa, get out of my head.
Your place, you have to let go of that judgment, which is I thought was really dope because we're working on both of them.
We're always on the same wave because me and Shalea, before the live, we FaceTime and we talked about the same thing you just said, and you was not even
that's crazy. Right. That's why, Vanessa, get out my head, girl.
We just talked about that. What about you, Tati? Was you able to put the law and giving into effect, like just wishing someone well, like if you were in traffic, you know, like sending peace and calm to everyone?
Yes, definitely. All of what she said as well. And like every time I go to Aldi's, I always leave the quarters. Always.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? It makes me want to stop. And I don't know if this is considered judgment, but if you're a guy standing outside collecting all the quarters, because you know people do that.
So tell me, I'm sorry, I haven't been to Aldi in years. So you leaving quarters for what? It's like to give? Or?
Yeah, you know, in the basket, you got to put a quarter in. Sometimes don't have quarters. They may have things to grocery shop for their kids, but no quarters. And so I seen this man, maybe he's homeless, I don't know.
But maybe he needed those.
Yeah, but it's like, man, you gonna take all the quarters. Somebody else needed too.
Right. Maybe he needed those. I don't know.
I'm like,
that's
oh,
funny.
yeah. So I'm like, I don't know if that's considered judging. I just let him have it.
But you're still giving with the intent.
Right, with the intent. So that's deep too. Okay, so let's talk about that. Kind of controlling how the person receives what you give. That's deep.
Especially with homeless people, I feel like people are always trying to do that. Like, oh, I think they're gonna go get him a beer, so I'm not gonna give to him. It's not even about that. It's
Right. That's deep because I can say I've done that before. Well, actually, I thought it before. Like, dang, they probably gonna go do this, but that's not. You right. It's the intention. It's all about the intention. We can't control if I give you $50, I can't say, well, I wanted you to do this with the $50.
Right.
If you give them from your heart, they can do whatever they want.
They can do whatever they want. It's up to them. I think that's super deep. Okay, so the second point was, today I will gratefully receive all the gifts that life has to offer me. I will receive the gifts of nature, sunlight and sound of birds singing, or spring showers, or the first snow of winter. I will also be open to receiving from others, whether it be in the form of a material gift, money, a compliment, or a prayer. So let's go back to compliments. So in the past, it has been uncomfortable to receive compliments. I can be honest about that. What about you?
Yeah, for me too.
Right. I just think it's deep. Go ahead, Shalane.
When I got to Jackson State, so it's a whole different, you know how we deal with the men, like the men from the Midwest are completely different from Southern men.
Yes.
It is a whole different dynamic. And I remember the first day I was going into the cab, and this guy opened the door for me. And I looked at him like, I don't need your help. And he was like, no, like, you know, this is what I do. Like, I opened the door, and I'm like, oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. But I noticed, like, because I was so used to how, you know, and it's not all Midwestern men, so don't take this the wrong way if somebody from the Midwest watching. But that was just my experience. Like, when I went to the South, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is a whole different dynamic. But I realized, like, I was so used to one, you know, like geographical location and how our men did things. And then I moved here, like I said, I was very offended at first, but I learned how to definitely be receptive because of baby Southern men.
Right. That's a whole different level. And I think with me too, like, okay, there was somebody that I was talking to, and it's like, I'm always giving. And it's like, I kind of felt, okay, so if you've never been wined and dined, if you were dealing with a certain type of men, like when you have that, it's kind of like, you don't know how to act. You kind of got, yeah, you said it's awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like too receptive, but then you don't want to be like, I don't know, like shut down idea of it, I guess. So it's real awkward.
You know, I think as women, we're so used to being that. I mean, you know, like being raised, especially if we're raised by strong women, like we're used to being those nurturers. We're used to being like not receiving anything back, being mothers. You know what I mean? So sometimes it is hard for us to receive things back gracefully, and I think we need to know that we deserve it.
Right.
You know?
Key point, we deserve it. And also what it's doing is stopping the circulation of what we just read. It's blood clotting. It's the law of giving and receiving. And I know for me, I am a giver. And I have to learn how to receive.
I'm opposite.
You say you're opposite, you're a receiver?
I'm a receiver. I can't lie. I am a receiver. It's hard to give because I feel like the way I give is the way that I want somebody to give to me.
Okay.
So I'm not a materialistic person, so that doesn't do it for me. But I give the way I want people to give to me. So it's kind of like I feel some type of way when people give to me a certain way because that's not what I wanted. You know? So
okay.
It's like,
so I'm the opposite. Okay, so what I do now, and I'm not talking about with sex, because that's the whole giving and receiving thing. I just want to be clear, because with sex, that I will be the receiver, and I don't really be giving like that. But I do, it depends. That's a whole nother topic that we can discuss at the after party. Is her camera? I think like last time.
I think, yeah.
What is? Oh, you can hear us, Shalane? We can't hear you.
Okay. Sorry, y'all.
Okay. So now I'm kind of with you, but kind of different, where now I know how I give. So what I do is I sit back and wait for a man to see how he's going to give before I give when it comes to like material stuff like that. And I feel like that's like using the power of discernment, in my opinion. But I feel like there's other options you can give. You can give people love silently. They talk about silently giving. Like, I don't always have to say, Naya, I love you. I can look at you and say, Naya, I mean, in my head, Naya, I love you. So I feel like I still give other ways, but I do feel like as women dealing with men, you have to use discernment when giving.
Yeah, for sure. And when you're doing it silently, say you're giving that love silently.
And
I feel
food,
like
join my live, food.
it makes a difference in what you're putting out there, so you're receiving it back. Like, I feel like you'll receive it back from the same person if you genuinely put that love out there. Is food joining?
Right. Where's he at? I don't know. Because my phone is live. I can't text him.
We should have Jazz.
Well, she can join. Because I don't see him. Crystal, join the live. Or Jasmine. Because I don't know where food is at. And we're going to continue. Okay, well, let's just continue. I don't know. I don't want to delay. Where is? Let me see. Jasmine said, "Hey," but she okay. Well, we can just continue. Okay.
I was trying to get out so I can text food.
Did you text him?
Huh?
Did you text him?
Yeah.
Did he respond?
No.
Okay, well, we're going to keep it moving. Okay.
All right.
So let me ask y'all that. So it says, I'll be open to receiving from others, whether it be in the form of a material gift, money, or a compliment, or a prayer. Let me ask y'all this may be in a comedy standpoint, but I want to see if the theory is correct. So when you say, I'll pray for you, when you tell somebody randomly that you'll pray for them, Naya shaking her head.
I don't do it because
Can you be in the
not
camera? She won't be in the camera. Can you be in the camera?
Hey, Nene.
This is Naya. She's here. Scoot over.
Hi, Naya.
Okay, so the question was when you ask someone to pray for when you tell someone that you're gonna pray for them, the question is, do you actually do it? Because like you see things on social media, other things is occurring, you I'll pray for you. Some people comment that. Mm-hmm. Do you actually pray for that person? And what was your response?
I said this dead because it's not that I intentionally don't do it, but I just forget. Like the day goes on and I don't stop immediately to pray for them. So that's why I stopped saying that. I just say I wish you luck, or I come up with something else because I'm not gonna lie and just say I'm gonna pray for you because that's big to me.
Right, because you don't want to lie about praying for
No, and that's real. And I caught myself too this week. So since when I immediately wrote it, I was like, you know what? This is the law of giving this week. So then I told myself, I'm like, okay, send out love, send out healing. So I did it in that moment. But I'm with you, Naya. I forget too.
What I do is I do it immediately so I won't forget. Yeah, so if I say I'm gonna pray for you, I stop, and it may not be a 10-minute prayer. It depends on what's going on. Of course, if I write it down, I'll be able to go back. If it's just being 1,000, y'all, we just keeping it 1,000. Real talk. I do it immediately. Oh, there go food.
Okay, I'm about to get out. Food.
Okay. What about you, Vanessa? You say you do it immediately?
Yeah, we talked about. I try to do it immediately too.
Food join the live.
I don't forget, and
right.
I'll feel bad if I said it.
I noticed that.
But but sending out those vibes too, like the good vibes, instead, or the sending positive thoughts towards them. Is just saying that.
The top? Why is it white at the top?
Okay. While he's joining, what is something? Because this week is the law of giving. What is something that you guys need to give to yourself?
Ooh, I like that. Oh, do you want to start with
yes.
it? I need to give. I think more self-love and more patience with myself, and more patience, self-love, and compassion. Sometimes I'm hard on myself. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Foo.
What's up, man?
What's good?
I see a new face over there. I ain't see her last.
Yeah, this is Naya, and you missed Tatiana. She was here too. So what about you, Naya? What is something that you need to give to yourself?
I would say more me time.
Okay.
More encouragement to myself because I feel like I encourage others, but I don't do that for myself. So yeah.
Okay. And food, what's going on?
I want to hear what.
Right. We wait.
Patience. Like my patience is horrible. Every time I book an appointment with a nail place or I gotta be the first person. I just have to be the first person. And then like I came, she was like almost done 2 braids. I'm just sitting there like I'm just ready to go. I'm just ready to go. Like I'm so impatient. And I know patience is a virtue and working on myself. And also like I have to work on myself all the way around because as I told you guys earlier, like I'm always so offensive. I don't know why. Like somebody says something to me, I'm like, who you talk to? You know, it's like I'm so offensive.
So let me ask y'all this. I'm sorry, I'm trying to make sure. I don't know what happened to foods. I think I asked this last week, but kind of differently. So I want to say, okay, the impatience that you're experiencing within yourself. Are you impatient with others too? You feel like?
I wouldn't say.
Or are you impatient with yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say myself, definitely. I wouldn't say others. I don't know. Like, I guess it is others because I don't like to wait for other people to finish their hair to get done. But I really feel like it's more a self thing, honestly. I feel like, you know, I have to figure that out. I don't know what it is.
Right. Bro, we besties. We are besties. What is something you need to give to yourself, Shalais?
I need to stop being so hard on myself.
Mm-hmm.
I need to be more patient with myself. So I need to be able to give myself that. Give myself more love. Be patient with myself. I need to give myself a little bit more kindness. Because I can say that I'm my hardest critic.
Okay. And everybody that's joining the live, thank you for joining. I want you guys to comment something that you need to give to yourself. What is something that you need to give to yourself? Again, we're discussing the law of giving, which is the law of giving and receiving. Deepak Chopra's book. What is something that you need to give to yourself?
Jasmine said, yes, encouragement for myself. That's good.
That's great. Shalais, what's up?
The sidebar, hold on, because like I'm in and out of social media. So this is like a sad note, but this was going on via social media. I don't know if y'all know Nipsey Hussle. I definitely right now am sending love because he just passed.
What?
Yes. So this is like this is going on at the same time.
You're
So,
lying.
no, he was shot earlier today outside of his store, and he was pronounced dead in the hospital. So right now, like we just gotta, like, yeah, because I just seen him on social media this week, so it's just crazy. So
You know what?
we just talked about that.
He was talking about Dr. Seba.
And
that's
baby.
Do a documentary. Yep.
Yeah.
This is literally going on right now as we speak. So
My heart is beating.
yeah, my stuff just dropped when I saw it. Somebody said, so yeah, Misha just said he was shot 6 times and now pronounced dead. Yeah, he got shot in the head too. So we need to, and you know what, y'all, and I do want to say this because this is the proper time to say it. We need to start appreciating and valuing our life more. We got to value each other because that is ridiculous. I don't know what's going on, but we're so competitive with each other at times. And people don't know how to rock with each other in the same lane. It is more out here. We can all eat.
We can all win. Abundance is forever.
I don't understand that. We can win. We can be abundant together. We can be in the same lane and still praise one another. And that's a problem. And I have a problem with that. Now we done lost somebody else. I don't know what the situation may be, but there's no to kill somebody.
Y'all don't even know. We'll talk about it probably in the after party. So I want to stay focused on the segment. That just hit me in my heart. Nipsey Hussle is a real one, bruh. Oh my God, I'm shocked. I send love to Lauren London, the family,
to her child.
Lord, I am in shock. Like that's deep because like I know all about the doctor. I'm sorry, Naya, I'm putting your face. I know all about the documentary that he's doing with Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sadie is a healing doctor who did amazing things, and he proved that HIV or AIDS, I know there's two different things. One of those, he's proved that curable, and herpes is curable. There was actually a trial against him, and he was acquitted of all charges, and he got off because he proved his point. And he was putting the documentary together to show all of his research and stuff like that, and also of how he was murdered. Because of course, when you put people on too many knowledge, they're going to try to, come after you because you're messing up the cycle of the sick patients and medicine paying for medicine. Yeah, that's deep, dog.
Yeah, but of course, as soon as everybody said that he was doing a documentary, that's like, don't be surprised if he come up. But,
Oh my God, come in frame. I send love to Nipsey Hussle. That's super, super deep in his family. We sending love. We sending prayers. We give it like real talk. Like that's super deep, Shalaz. That's crazy. So let's. I want to piggyback to stay focused to a point that you were speaking on. Instead of getting irritated or upset with somebody who's quote unquote hating on you. And Fu, let me know if you're going to join back because you Fu did a status this week about how a lot of people say that they have haters and it's like nobody's hating on you. It's like all your head. And I feel like I want to talk about that. That's a deep topic. But when you perceive that someone's hating on you, instead of you sending hate back, why don't you send them love? Mm-hmm. Because clearly they're in a different mindset and they think the only reason why they're hating because they don't think that we can all win. Yeah, and that is in fact a lie. The universe is abundance, like we spoke earlier. You can eat. Everybody can eat. Everybody can win. We all enjoy the benefits from the sun, the ocean, the air that we breathe. So I feel like that's like a good point. Right. Crystal said we have the same 24 hours. Fu, you said you here, but let me know if you're gonna join the line live. Type me back. Go ahead.
Some people, as to what you were saying, some people just think they're gonna wake up and it's gonna be handed to them, and they're jealous of how hard that next person is working towards. So that's why they're hating.
Wait. Let me talk about this.
I already know.
Let me talk about this. Me and Shalaz talk about this all the time, and we talk about how people envy the outcome, but they do not envy the journey. Yes. And this is a super deep process because when people, because this is my season. I'm feeling the spirit. I'm about to cry. I'm sorry. No, this is deep on hella levels. It's deep because it's my season, and it's deep because they killed Nipsey. Like, I was trying to wait. It's deep, y'all. I really mess with him. I'm sorry, y'all. It's super deep, and like you just said, that they was gonna try to kill him for.
I'm gonna get off so Fu can join. Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. That's deep. So anyway, bruh, when people go ahead and request me food, people always envy your success. They see you shining. They see you out here, but they do not see the tears behind closed doors. They don't see the criticism that you've given yourself. They don't see the obstacles that you've overcame. They don't see none of that. So that's why, as conscious people, we have to be more conscious. Forgive them for what they do not know. They don't even know. Because nobody ever wants your journey. Nobody want to say, I want those crying nights. Mm-hmm. I want those struggles. Right. I want the starving times. They don't ever say that. So it's like we have to be more conscious and just give them love. Mm-hmm. That's just deep, y'all.
Yes.
Bro.
Lord. That's just like the ballerina.
What's up? What's up?
You heard the ballerina before?
You're back.
Right, the ballerina.
Yeah, man. Kind of got disconnected for a minute.
I'm a crybaby, y'all. Okay, Fu, just join us, and I want you to discuss your status that you put this week about how people. I don't know verbatim, but you was talking about how people they always talking about haters and they don't really got haters. Like, talk about that.
Oh yeah, man. It was just I was on Instagram, so the day I posted, I was on Instagram prior to making that post, and now just seeing people just post like memes of having haters, and each and every other thread I read is about them having haters. I'm like, man, ain't no way. Everybody got so many haters, and they don't even have the the social status of a billionaire or something like that for them to be getting hated on. So I'm like, it's a disconnect somewhere. Either these people just assuming people hating on them without even, making the connection with them, trying to see, what's what, or they just literally not at all trying to even see what's up or assuming somebody hating on them. It could be, they admire you from a distance but don't know how to approach you. Something like that.
Also, I think too, and let me ask y'all this question and pose this question to our live. Has there ever been a time where you let someone's perceived hate, because everything is perception, because
Right.
again, you can be in such an alignment where you don't even see the hate. I don't see no shade. I don't see hate, period. So have you ever let them hating on you, like stop you or get you off focus?
Yes.
Speak on that.
I've let that happen before where I let people's negative opinion change my mindset a little bit, where I let that affect what I had a momentum going with. I let what they say affect me, but that had nothing to do with the person. Like you said, once you get in alignment, whatever someone says isn't going to affect you anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, it's not. I mean, it's not that like I'm just invincible or nothing, but it's just like once I have my mind set on something, that's just what it is. It's like it upsets me, but if anything, it's like, okay, why? I get to think about why would you, depending on who it's coming from.
Right.
So and that's what more so bothers me versus actually what they said. It's more so like, why coming from you? Why would you say that, or why would you feel that, or whatever?
And I think it takes off the focus. I think so. A lot of people who have like businesses and stuff, like they're like, I feel like they're coming from a lack of support. They feel like they don't have support, so they're begging for support. And they're like, oh, y'all don't support my music, y'all don't support my business, or y'all must be haters. And I feel like what you focus on will increase. So it's like everybody, like Fu was saying, everybody is saying they have haters. I have haters. I have haters. I have haters. Why are you even focusing on it? Focusing on that.
Right.
That's like taking the focus off what you're supposed to be doing.
And I feel like people like that are making their life bigger than what it is, because they,
like he said,
yeah, like they want this type of status that they don't have. They obviously envy that somebody who does have it. That's their goal, what they're reaching for, but they don't got it. So it's like they're just gonna keep saying they got haters.
Yeah, like it's
a story that's not there.
Shirley just said, don't take things personal. The hating is just a projection of another person's reality.
right.
You have to realize it doesn't have anything to do with you.
So let's talk about a time where you realized that. Because I realized that, like, when I got, like, captain of the team, of the dance team, I was, like, the first African-American, first off, I was the first African-American homecoming queen. But I was the captain of a team, and, like, I was dealing with a lot of racial issues in high school. And, like, I had to walk in school, and she's a witness of that. It was like I was like Jesus in the sense of people were slaughtering my name. It was a lot of talks, whether it's people on my side or back. It's like the whole school. And I had to walk in there like this. Like, what's up? Yeah. So I feel like that's a time where I can say I did not react and I did not take it personal and I just let it be. Can you guys name a time, Fu and y'all in the room, name a time where you notice like, okay, they're hating, but you just ignoring it?
Yeah. On my weight loss journey, I had a lot. You'd be surprised what the comments that people make, like, while you're doing it. So I've had a lot of people, like, say really negative stuff, like, you're not eating enough, you look too skinny, you look nasty. Like, they would say stuff like that. And it's like, I actually feel really good about myself right now. You know, like, they would, that was definitely a time where I had to separate what people were saying versus me and how I feel.
What about you, Fu?
No, I'm trying to think. I can't say I have.
So let me ask you this. I do have some questions for you. First off, give me a quick synopsis of how you enjoy the Law of Giving, this chapter of the book.
Law of Giving. What I do this week? Actually, I've been
right, Shalane. She said, "Food don't see the hate. You on a higher level. You don't even see it, right?" And that's lit.
Yeah, man. I don't, for real. Like, it's so hard. Like, I can give you a story. When I was working at Wells Fargo, I was a teller. So it's this Caucasian girl I work with. She cool. But I guess that morning she was, had an attitude or whatever. So we going through the regular procedures, and she kind of said something that everybody else picked up as kind of came at me kind of sideways. But honestly, that shit didn't come up on my radar at all until later on that day. For real. I swear to God, it didn't come up on my radar. I just laughed at her. I said, damn, she was pregnant too. So I was like, okay, she might be pregnant. She might be super emotional. So, but later on that day, everybody like, yeah, she snapped on Jeremy. I said, snapped on me. I said, man, that shit didn't even come up on my radar. So I don't know.
Snapped on
What I
me.
mean?
You know what? Yes. I think that's so dope though. Like what you said, like before you even took offense to anything, you thought about her situation
Right.
where she's in,
Yeah.
and you actually felt bad and sent love to her, like because she's pregnant, and so that's deep. That's like giving it and receiving. Like he did not,
right.
he gave the love. He didn't even realize that she was on some other stuff. That's dope.
Right.
We need to work on that for sure.
Right.
Hey, let's all get on food level. Real
Hey,
talk.
right? Because someone makes a
Man.
comment at me, I'm like,
Yeah.
but I need to be more like that though, where I'm like, okay, this person is obviously upset with themselves because I didn't do shit, but be me, like, yeah,
Right.
that's dope.
So go ahead with your synopsis of how you enjoyed this chapter of the book.
My manager, supervisor at my job, she like creamer for coffee for some reason. A lot of creamer for coffee. So every morning I go to Chick-fil-A. I went like 3 times for breakfast out the week, and I gave her like creamers and stuff. And she was super appreciative of that small thing. I'm like, man, you like creamers that much? So I guess it created a little bond because since then she'll tell me come to the office and we just talk about we don't talk about work at all. She just want to have a conversation with me because I don't never go in the office like that and talk to her like this. So I just be working. But now she invite me in the office from time to time, to chat here and there. So I guess that little giving part, kind of created a bond between me and my supervisor.
That's lit. Have you guys seen the movie Pay It Forward? Do y'all remember that movie?
Yeah.
No, I ain't never seen. Who is by?
I don't know.
Oh boy. You want to go ahead?
Oh, okay, I can explain it. I don't know who is by food, but I can send you a screenshot of it. Watch it. It's deep.
Is it on Netflix or something like that?
It's old, so probably not.
It's
Oh,
old on Netflix.
You can probably watch it.
Okay, put me on game then. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a link so you can watch it. But basically, it's a little boy. His teacher gave him an assignment, and the assignment was how are you gonna change the world. The teacher did not expect for the students to actually change the world, but the boy was really literal. So he made this experiment, and what he did was he did a thing what's called Pay It Forward, where you give something, you do a kind gesture for somebody. But their rules, I don't remember specifically. It was something that the person, it was something major. It wasn't like creamers like that, but it was something like deep. And your job was to pay it forward. So it got super, super big, and it got like national across the world. It was a deep thing. Like, okay, this one Caucasian lady she helped this black boy. He was running from the police, and he got in her car or whatever, and she like let him hide from the police or whatever. Even though that's like people can judge that, say that's bad or good, but she paid it forward. You know what I'm saying? That was lit, and he was able to pay it forward for some other people. So it was a deep concept.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful movie. You need to watch it. Just thinking about it makes me want to cry.
I can't say, but she's screen recording.
Do you have?
We're back, guys. Yes, I have half of my space. We're back, guys, and it didn't give me a warning. It didn't give me a warning either. It just cuts off on me. We're back, guys. Food joined me again. Thank you guys for coming back. My live did not give me any type of warning that it was cutting off on me. Okay, it cut off on me again. It did not give me a warning.
Man, they
They do need to fix that.
alert or something within 5 minutes, something like that.
Right. Okay, so food. What's the best gift that you ever gave someone? Let's do not someone, a woman. Ooh, let's see what's up.
A woman, the best gift.
A woman.
Um,
A woman.
Let me see. Oh, it really wasn't. I can't put best to, but
Well, best for you.
I would say, put it like this. I know how to give the best gift to them. I can give guys on, little tips on how to give the best gift to a woman.
Well, but that's
So,
not the question, food.
I know it, but I would say, okay, my last, I would say, situation where I almost became, but it was this little rhinestone or something. I got it off of somebody sent me a link or something, but it had like a emblem inside where you can light it up on the wall, and it says I love you in like 108 or 110 different languages, something like that.
Oh,
But
that's sweet. So what's
yeah,
a gift that that's not material? Have you ever
material.
yes, something that you gave a woman that was like deep for her or deep for you to give, that it didn't involve like a material thing?
Shit, my time, shit. For real time. Hey, for real time, like I ain't gonna lie, like every time I spend time with her, I kind of disconnect from my phone. We disconnect from our phones, things
That's
like that,
lit.
and just really tap in with each other on another level. So time is, yeah, you can't get it back once you give it. So
Yeah, but speaking
make
of
it,
time,
make it work.
it was this dude that was talking about basically how people are always so busy,
Mhm.
like they fake busy.
Right.
Then they always act like their time is so valuable, but they never doing nothing. But they always so busy.
Or always
So
on
time is
Snapchat and
important,
Instagram, but they so busy.
I agree with that, and I would say time too of how you said it. Look, I can make you put your phone down.
Hey,
I can that time, real talk, make you put your phone down and lock it. So
Yeah.
let me ask y'all then, when was the last time you spent time with your significant other without phones, without distractions, and when your attention was on each other?
We do that every day.
Oh, you lit.
Yeah, we put the phone down and like
Yeah.
either cook or do something. And I feel like ever since that, but like I kind of snapped on him a little bit. No, because I was just like, but we've been working on like, reading more books and like, having this thing set. But now that we put our phones down for like an hour, 2 hours, we actually bond more. We
Right.
have better interaction.
Right.
When you're sitting with the screen in front of your face, either it being the television, a phone, any type of electronic in your face, that's not spending quality time with the person. We have to unplug, and put it down, I think, because it makes
Exactly.
it makes a difference with my son too. The other day we were he was like, I'm bored. The TV was on. I'm like, let's shut off the TV. And we just played Monopoly and just sat there and actually we bond. Like I like the idea of just at least just 1 hour a day shutting off and spending time with someone close to you, either that your
It's your
child.
kids. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
What about you,
man.
Naya?
Important.
I would say it hasn't been recently, but it's more so like not in a sexual way. But we like being in a bathtub, so we don't have our phones, of course, and we just talk about whatever random stuff.
Even if it is a
love
sexual way,
that.
that's lit.
Right.
Right, either sexual or non-sexual, that's lit because it takes off the social media aspect. Okay, so food. What was the best gift, non-sexual, that you've received? Because again, when you say giving and receiving, then you're talking with men and women, it could be like, so it would be a non-sexual gift that you received, something to touch your heart.
Man, listen, books. I don't care what it is. Like, it be to the point where, you be thirsting for knowledge and you just intellectually hungry at all times. You know what I mean? I need books. That's all I need. That's the only gift I prefer anyway. So, my mind be so open, just give me books. Anything I see, I kind of, say, oh, this is a good book. Then I hope she remember the title of the book and,
Oh, so you dropping hints. That's lit.
Yeah.
That's lit. So I'll talk about it. I want you guys to talk about it. Don't think that we talked about it specifically. So what I'm talking, think of at the time. Something that was deep, and this is really, really deep. I would say the best, like, non-material gift, it involved material things, but it was something that really touched my heart. Somebody made me for Valentine's Day. They made me a Valentine's Day slideshow. And this was like in college. But like it was super lit, y'all. It made me cry, everything. You know what I'm saying? And then we were supposed to do like things that involve material things, but it was like that kind of like took the cake, and it's like we couldn't even do other things after that. So that goes back to what I was speaking on earlier of how when you don't even have like $1 million, you're able to do something. It was a slideshow of like our pictures, like music.
But that's a good idea though for one Valentine's Day to make it non-materialistic. Come up with the best gift.
Yeah.
That's deep because I want to speak on that. My Neo, she does that with her significant other. She does experiences. So for Christmas, they don't buy material gifts. They do, okay, let's give each other an experience, which that you may have to pay for the experience or you may not have to. So I feel like that's a deep aspect.
I like that a lot.
What about Tati? What about you? What is something that like you gave that touched someone's heart, or that you received that touched someone's heart?
What I received from my boyfriend is like him waking me up, just me being conscious, like the energy, the good vibes. Like he is the reason that I am the person I am today.
That's a beautiful
like
gift.
YouTube videos, like to wake me up. It was amazing. Like,
hold on, you saying he did? So how did he say that one more time?
Like just waking me up, me being conscious now because I was considered asleep. Like
okay, so that's how I want to be clear. You're talking about like putting you on game.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. She's talking about because I'm like, okay, wait, because that could be lit too. Because when I was studying in law school, my boyfriend at the time, he would wake me up. Literally, like get up, study, real talk, and that was a gift. That's super deep, because if anybody knows how I sleep real heavy, and I would be upset if I didn't get up at this time to study, and I have a final or something like that. So he would literally like physically wake me up. So I wanted to be correct. You're saying that he put you on game,
opened up my mind, like got me conscious about energies, like being negative, being positive, stuff like that. Like
that's deep. That is the. I'm sorry. So I want to say too. I feel like that's one of the best gifts that I give to people around me is knowledge.
Yes.
To piggyback on that.
Knowledge is power.
Right. Okay. What about you, Naya?
I would say the best gift I received is just, it sounds stupid, but just like being there. Like having somebody that I can consistently call on. Like I don't have, my circle is already small. It's limited on the people that I can rely on. Like him being there, no matter what, together or not, like he has always been my rock, my go-to person. So it's like the best gift, having somebody I can just.
Nah, that's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep because when you think about people like, okay, and I don't want to like pick out like certain celebrities, but when you think about, we can only imagine. When you think about people who do have, so this is another topic, people who have the money to give, but don't know how to give. And they can only give physical things. Because some people don't know how to be there. So I feel like that is a real gift.
Yeah, and then too, it's like, I like the fact that it's not with the you know how some people, when you fall out, it's like, I'm no longer there for you or whatever. I feel like if the love was there, you should always continue. I should always be able to come to you.
Right.
Like if I say I love you and I genuinely mean it, whether we cool or not, you can come to me. I should be able to come to you. So I feel like it should be open ended. It shouldn't just stop once y'all not talking or y'all not around each other. I feel like it's not real.
That's it. Yeah. You was about to say something? Or you forgot?
Oh no, I was where we were talking about the giving and receiving stuff. I wanted to make like a point as like if you feel like your significant other isn't giving you, say you want more material gifts or something like that. I think you would need to find someone that gives like their love language like that, or find out your love languages prior to you meeting someone so you can figure out exactly what it is you need. Because some people like the sentimental gifts and they prefer that over material. I like sentimental over material stuff. Like if you give me like an expensive whatever versus like something that you really thought that I would like, kind of like, I'd rather have something thoughtful. But I know plenty of people that rather would have the more expensive thing.
You have to know the receiver, basically.
Yes.
You have to know who you're giving to, and
Yeah.
like.
And you can't be mad if a person doesn't know. You have to let them know that that's your love language too. You know, you have.
But
to
I also feel like you have to be open too, though, because you don't know what, and like we said earlier, controlling what somebody gives. You can't. It kind of like goes. You have to have the spirit of discernment, basically.
Yeah.
Because if you're used to, let's say, if someone's always used to the materialistic gift, they're probably not used to the sentimental gifts. But that's probably what they need at that time. You still have to be open. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, yeah. So is there anything else, Fu, before we close it out, that you would like to add to the live of your experience with everything this week?
It's like Chris gave me The Power of Now. It's the best gift, Unexpected, and it's one of my favorite books.
I would say, from reading the that little giving part, that chapter of the book, it kind of it resonated a lot, because you can't receive unless you give. It's like, you having a handful of candy and you want more, but you can't even get more because you're not giving anything away. So that kind of resonated with me, to give more than I actually
And I
receive.
think too, what you're saying, I feel like too, you shouldn't give just to receive. You know what I'm saying? Even though, okay, so it's kind of like, what is the?
I think it says it with like the grudge, like kind of not a grudge, but like you can't have that. It has to
It's
be
like
from
an
a place
ill
of
intent.
It's
love.
like what? Not an oxymoron, but like I can't think of the word I'm trying to use, but like cliche, whatever word I'm trying to use. But basically, we know that, like, I think cliche, like, okay, when I say cliche, like, we know treat others how you should be treated. Like, if we follow the cliche things that we've learned, like, okay, believe in yourself. They tell you when you're a child, you're in kindergarten, you can be whatever you want to be. And we start believing the cliche things, our life will be lit. So it's like, we know that once you give, you will receive. But you can't just give to receive. It's going to mess up. And like you said, it goes begrudgingly.
Yeah.
It,
You got your intentions on giving got to be pure. You know what I mean?
It says, what is it? Okay. The return is directly proportional to giving when it is unconditional and from the heart.
Right.
So yeah, that is why the act of giving has to be joyful. So it has to come from a place of love, happiness, and just pure intent. And you're gonna get it back some way, Right.
Okay, so the next week is the law of karma, or cause and effect. So this is going to be lit. If you are joining the live, we recommend that you read the book, because we're not going to read the book. That would take all day. We're not going to read the book on live, but we are going to discuss it. Come with your favorite passages. And we'll do that. Is there any other, before we close it out, is there any comments that we need to respond? We can do that now. Let's see. Shalane said, Chris gave me the power of now. This is really weird looking at myself in this. Okay. Chris gave me the power of now. That was the best gift. It was unexpected, and that's one of my favorite books. Right. And I think Shalane, he just showed up to your door randomly, like, here you go. Like yes.
That's dope.
Because I had the book. I put him on the book. And then I guess he felt like she needed the book, and he just bought it for her with no return. Like, he didn't want nothing back. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. If there's any questions now, you guys can, time is important in that undivided attention. Let's see. I want to see if there's any questions.
This was dope though. Like, yes. I really enjoyed,
me too.
Talking to you guys.
And learning every time. It's a learning experience, honestly.
So let me ask you, Fu, before we get off, because we're going to close it out, and then we're going to go to the after party, and we can talk. I want to ask you some more questions on the after party, Fu. So join the after party, the live of my personal live, and we'll talk. Right. But have you still been, like we discussed earlier, that the non-judgment for all of us, for me, Shalane, and Vanessa, that kind of continued this week as well. Yeah. And I feel like it was really like, I really was more noticeable because I had more time to practice it. Because like you said, breaking bad habits is going to take time. So did you notice some things with the first law this week?
Yeah, a little bit more freedom, you know, as far as like not judging. You know, you don't judge, you allow to be, you know, a little bit more free. You know, allow your personality to come out a lot more. You know, some people be caged in, think about, I don't know how this person might think about me or whatever, but if you go in an environment with a non-judgmental, you know, mentality, then a little more of your personality come out. It can be more natural. So that's what I've been experiencing with myself as far as like coming into this week also.
Right. Well, that's lit, guys. We're going to close it out. Again, continue to like learn things from the book and build it on. So like continue to give. So last week was the non-judgment, judge nothing that occurs. Continue to do that non-judgment. Continue to give and receive. Come back with your stories. Also go to the blog, thejuicyexpressions.com, to check that out as well. And just let us know how the book is affecting your lives. We really appreciate y'all. We're going to close it out. You guys can watch this if you did not watch it live. And then you can go to my page. We'll have to do the after party. Any other comments? Alrighty, bye.